So a concept method that is included within transportation management systems as well as warehouse management systems is also the concept of e-procurement, or procurement, essentially. Procurement without the E is simply a process created within your organization to find and agree to terms of acquiring goods, services, or works from external sources. This can be a way of tendering or competitive bidding process. Before the existence of our connected world, all of this had to happen through the use of telephone communication, fax, or snail-mailed requests. In the emergence, or now that we add the E on, electronic procurement became realistic during the emergence of the internet and allows good suppliers and good purchasers direct connection and information sharing to automate the process of procurement as quickly as possible. E-procurement can reduce process time, increase productivity, speed, and efficiency, compliance gains, cost savings, risk reduction, and even enhance visibility of your entire process. Continuing our trend of discussing key performance indicators, let's look at a few for procurement. KPIs will help rate individual suppliers, and it also will create a flag for when suppliers and production qualities may be dropping. Defects or imperfections in the good being produced and are often measured in total defect units per million. However, this could be per 100,000 or 100,000 depending on volume, size, cost, and complexity of the good. Purchase order and invoice accuracy are vital to prevent operating costs from climbing out of control. Incorrect purchase orders may result in changes in the number of orders, volume of goods being ordered, date of order, and delivery, to name a few. Invoice mistakes can result in wrong pricing, payment, and who is being billed and when payment is received. This can cause major issues in order fulfillment and customer satisfaction. Emergency purchases are unplanned orders that you process outside of what your demand forecasts are to fulfill your true demand. This key performance indicator helps you adjust forecasting for the future. This is measured by comparing the number of emergency purchases over a defined period of time with the total purchases. Supplier lead time is similar to order lead time, but instead of measuring how quickly your operations can get the good from storage to the customer hands, this metric helps us rate our suppliers based on the average time it takes from our order requisition to delivery of the ordered goods or supplies. This is measured by taking the time of delivery and subtracting the order time. Having minimum requirements for this key performance indicator will assist in finding the best and most consistent suppliers. Order accuracy must be considered when measuring this key performance indicator. Purchase order cycle time is most often measured in hours. In some operations, procurement teams are required to submit purchase order requisitions to the accounting or finance teams for approval. Essentially, your purchase order cycle time is how long it takes from your team to submit that requisition until it is fully approved by accounting. Vendor availability is tied in with emergency orders. When emergency orders are required, are your vendors available to provide an increased supply that they may not have anticipated? With that said, most vendors plan within their forecasting for emergency order requests. The greater the vendor availability, the less likely you will run into issues with sudden changes in demand. Vendor availability is very important when a company is new in operations, which often means there isn't enough historical data to effectively forecast. Good vendor availability will allow a new business more flexibility during the first bit of their operations. This is measured by total emergency orders submitted to a vendor and the rate of rejection by that particular vendor. Cost per invoice can vary widely from company to company depending on the amount of physical paper and information transference. A manual approach will require additional costs that are not seen in more automated approaches. Because of the physical information flow requires physical transfer of documents by individuals within the organization. When effective automation is in place through the use of digital systems, we can then begin to automate tasks within the invoicing process that are common or more redundant, which drives down costs. Finding the cost per invoice would require your organization to fully map their invoicing process and assign costs to all tasks, people, or technology that are involved. As procurement has shifted dramatically from physical procurement to e-procurement, we have seen significant boosts in efficiencies and money savings. Additional improvements obtained from implementing e-procurement can be recognized in inventory management, purchase planning, supplier management, and executing your own purchasing. Lastly, I would be remiss if I didn't speak to the information bridge created with the integration of e-procurement. Because of the digital nature of e-procurement, this means that most pieces of information are digitized or are being pulled from other connected systems. These systems are often connected between purchasers and suppliers, and therefore automated ordering can be realized in more efficient ways. In this session, we've explored transportation management systems, warehouse management systems, and some of the connections between these systems, including appropriate KPIs with the addition of e-procurement and its various benefits. So where to next? In session 5, we'll dive into the differences between analytics and metrics, data and emerging technologies such as artificial intelligence, the Internet of Things, blockchain, and robotics, and how these will converge for a superior supply chain system.